Hello everybody, it's Retroaction. Hello everyone, it's Retroaction, and welcome to the end of year special, 2021 end of year special. I'm here with Master Universe Origins. That's right, I'm finally here with Master Universe Origins overview, the last video for 2021 for Retroaction UK or Retroaction. Doesn't matter which way you put it. So yeah, I'm finally here. As you know, Master Universe Origins has been quite a popular line for me. I went to London to pick some of the figures up about 2 months ago. I found the Skeletor as well at B&M, that one over there. As you can see, I've got the original figures from 1982 as well, the original Skeletor and He-Man. Don't know why they're in that order, but there you go. Maybe so you can see them better. My He-Man is like a 1981 Taiwan version. It's got a darker chest. Some people believe that's like a rarer version. I believe it's a first run variant as well. Anyway, but Master Universe as a toy line was launched in 1982 to compete with Kenner's Star Wars, which was dominant in the toy industry at the time. I've got the Escape from Death Star game here, but there you go. That's just an add-on. Yep. So that's Kenner's Star Wars for you. Of course, Kenner's Star Wars failed by 1985. It was cancelled, with Master Universe reaching sales of 200 million by 1986. However, with the release of a live-action film in 1987, and prior to that, sales slipping, the line was cancelled after going down to 7 million in 1987, and along with it was the Powers of Grayskull. That was cancelled as well. Along with it, cancelled with it was the planned extension Powers of Grayskull, similar to Kenner's extension, The Epic Continues. Both lines fell. Mattel ended up suffering the same fate as Kenner, despite its line succeeding Kenner at the start, but dying 2 years on. So, there you go. In 1989, it was revived to go alongside the New Adventures of He-Man cartoon as just He-Man. The line didn't last long. It was cancelled by 1992. In the early 2000s, it was rebooted, He-Man Master Universe. There was a new cartoon and a new toy line, but ultimately, sales fell apart. And that led to the creation of Matty Collector in 2008, of which Masters Universe Classics was created, which ran through till 2017 before the license was transitioned to Super 7 from Mattel to Super 7. But that didn't last long, and by 2020, Mattel had got back the license and had released Master Universe Origins. So that's the story of Masters Universe. It's quite a long one. It's gone in and out, unlike Star Wars, Transformers. The Transformers did have a big part in the 1987 cancellation, because people were moving on to Transformers and maybe Mask, maybe Ninja Turtles, who knows. Anything that was big news at the time, G.I. Joe probably, Real American Hero. Anyway, so that's the story behind Masters Universe, why it's been in and out constantly. But obviously it's now come out of its online status, online hibernation, because we have it back at retail. But who knows for how long. But anyway, these are obviously figures I managed to pick up from London 2 months ago. Buzzsaw Hordak I got in demand. I managed to get the redone vintage head sculpt Skeletor from B&M of all places, which is quite impressive. It's like a bargain store, I think it's B&M Bargains or something. It's one of those places, discount store or something like that. Don't have a really good toy section, but it was there, so that's quite nice. Of course, these new Master US figures do have mini comics as well, and they have these sheets where, well, they did get rid of the Power Punch feature, which is something that did disappoint my group, and I talked to them about it last night, Carl and Simon. But as you see, they have swappable heads, swappable arms, swappable legs, swappable chests, or torsos, so there's a lot of customization to be done here. The figures are quite accurate. I mean, the packaging is really nice, though it doesn't, it hasn't really got the tagline like it does on this one. As you can see, we've got Buzzsaw Hordak here. Originally in 1987, that would have been a single card release. Now it's a deluxe figure. I'll go over each feature in a moment, but as you see, we've got the classic logo, Skeletor, though it would have a blurb there. There's the figure. I see mine's a bit ripped there, because I just opened it, but there it is. Most of my card backs have survived in quite good shape. I've managed to keep all the packaging Those plastic wire tie things. Anyway, so the first one we should probably come on to is He-Man, the master, well, the most powerful man in the universe. I've got to be careful with the vintage figures because, of course, their legs aren't as in as well. So here you have both versions of He-Man. Well, I have anyway. I've got the 1981 version. It's the Taiwan version. But of course, it came out in 1982. But this is the one with the darker chest, if you can't tell. So, there you go. I believe it's like an initial variant or something. There's all sorts of news about what it could be online, rumours even. As you can see, the shield has been redone. In fact, I didn't realise how much the shield had been redone. I think the colours are more Filmation as well. And you can see the gauntlets on his wrists have been coloured in. Well, it's not really gauntlet, but you know what I mean. The armour on his wrists looks the same. Same colour for the torso, really. The head looks quite accurate. The sword is obviously changed, but the sword is more accurate now. And of course, they got rid of the rubber joints in his legs. But the boots have changed quite a bit. They're not red anymore. They're more brown and yellow. So it's more similar to the Filmation release. Well, that's how he appeared in Filmation anyway. And you can see it's drastically changed at the back there. In fact, I did have his axe. Hold on. Maybe I don't have his axe anymore. Maybe I left his axe downstairs. But either way, I did have his axe. His axe was blue. And it does fit in quite well. But obviously not well enough to survive the move. Move up here. Well, there we go. I don't think I have the axe. Anyway, the axe is totally different, basically. It's this, well, it's the same colour as his chest, so it's that sort of blue instead of that. And as you can see, they have drastically changed the armour. But what do you expect? In 1982 to 2021 for this one, there's going to be a lot of changes. I think it's 2021 anyway. Could be 2020, I don't know. Either way, it's the later version of He-Man they've done for this line. So that's him, that's He-Man. Let's put him down there. Really good figure. As you can see, the Power Punch feature does not work. Of which, if you don't know what the Power Punch feature is, it's this. So there you go. And I don't know. It does have a problem with wearing out over time. Maybe that's why they didn't do it. I know they've changed the battle armour as well. That's what happens when there's 30 years apart. Well, nearly 40 years apart now. These figures. Yep, so there's the original Skeletor from 1982. And here's the new version from 2021. I think this one's 2021. Like I said, I picked it up from B&M this year. This is the redone head sculpt. Looks more accurate. The Ram staff is the same. Havoc staff even. I nearly got there. Oh no, it's different colour as you can see. It was originally purple. It's now blue. I think that's more similar to Filmation. Obviously, the sword doesn't fit very well in his hand, but I don't think it fit very well in the original's hand. So, but of course, that's why there's storage on the armour. The head on the original one does turn. Oh yeah, there we go. Got it to turn. Because I know I did reviews on these guys and didn't turn their heads. The new one turns a lot better. Of course, the armour has gone from a darker, I think that's a purple. Yeah, from a purple to a blue. So it's gone from a dark purple. Well, purple is dark. It's gone from purple to blue. So there you go. Yeah, dark purple to blue. The dark blue. So more similar to Filmation again. There's obviously a wrist joint now, which wasn't there on the original. There's also ankle pivots, which obviously weren't there on the original. There's a swivel at the ankle as well, which obviously wasn't there on the original. So yep, there's ankle joints and everything. That's quite good. Lots of leg joints. There's obviously a turn at the waist, but no Power Punch feature again. The armour is very similar and does like to come undone quite a lot of times, much like the original, though the design has changed a little bit. Probably less breakable. Overall, Skeletor looks really good. The Havoc Staff is a nice recreation of the original one. It looks a hell of a lot like it. It is slightly different, I think. But overall, It's a great looking figure and a great head sculpt. There's the 2021. Here's 1982. A bit different, but getting there. And now we have Buzzsaw Hordak, which of course I don't have the original, because the original goes for hundreds, or at least 60 anyway, if you ask me. But this is the packaging form. As you can see, we've got Master US Buzzsaw Hordak, ruthless leader with blaster blade. New for 2021, this one, of course, deluxe figure set. And so I've got his other head in there, and the other weapon, the other buzzsaw. And there is his other fist, which is just a different pose. But that's him. If we go onto the back, it will tell you what it does. And so we've got pictures of Castle Grayskull down there. Click buzzsaw into place. Push down the lever and it fires out. You've got the Wind Raider, you've got Battle Armor He-Man, Battle Armor Skeletal. Modernising celebrating the original 80s Masters Universe action figures. The Masters Universe Origins gives you the power to pose Eternia's greatest warriors as retro-style figures or new action-packed battle positions. As you can see, we've got some really nice art there. Includes comic book. It does indeed. Horde Plague is quite a good one. I recommend it. I don't know if you want 500 copies of it though, because every figure in the wave seems to have the same mini comic for cost reasons. Yep, so he's got his cape there. He's got his crossbow, which looks quite nice, looks quite accurate. Again, same sort of articulation. He's got movement of the wrist. There's a shoulder joint, elbow joint. The head turns 360, but I don't know why you want to do that, but there you go. It's an option. There's obviously a pivot the ankle. The upper leg moves as well. And oh yeah, the whole leg moves. That's quite good. Swivel at the waist. No power punch again, but maybe it's too dated now. And he's got a really good head sculpt. This is the more vintage looking one. As you can see, mine's got a bit of paint smudge on there. That's just the way it came. The Horde Bat logo looks fantastic. There's some good detail on him. Definitely looks like Hordak. But now, for the moment of truth, we have the buzzsaw loaded in there. It's time to recreate 1987, people. Here we go. That's fired quite distance, so that's quite good. I quite like it. Obviously, the buzzsaw is not gold anymore, it's yellow, but it still does its job. It looks good. Yep, definitely a good success with Mattel on this one. Of course, though, you cannot do the buzzsaw feature. You cannot fire it with the chest closed. That was the way it was in 1987 as well. If you watch the Rare advert, or commercial really, it didn't air over here. In the UK, for one, they show him like this, and it's got Blast Attack and Squeeze in it as well. Some really rare figures there. I did see Blast Attack. I think I mentioned that in one of my latest Toy Fair video. Well, I picked him up. There he is. There's Modulock there. Oh, it would be great to have him in this line, I can tell you that right now. Anyway, so yeah, I did see the original Blast Attack carded for, I think it was £60. And the, so I just clicked it there, and nothing came flying out. Well, I guess that works. Not really as good though, is it? But yeah, overall, some really good detail in there as well. But yeah, I saw Blast Attack and a Horde Trooper carded at my last Toy Fair I went to. The one where I picked up Modulock, which I still need to do a review of him. So look forward to that coming in the new year. And the rest of the Stars Micro Machines as well. But yeah, this has been Retroaction with the Masters of the Universe figures. Masters Origins. Actually, I could leave it with just them, but I do have Stratos here as well, so I'll just go over him quickly. And you see he's got jetpack attached to him there, or rocket pack. These things I don't really see much of an issue with, to be honest. I think they do hold a bit better in the Origins release, because I know these have been used in a couple of figures. My ones don't actually seem to be coming off him that well, so I think it's quite good. Some really nice detail on his head. It's a good head sculpt, looks a lot like Stratos. The armour's nice. The backpack, I believe, doesn't come off, the rocket pack. No, this on there. I don't think it did on the original one either. As you can see, same range of articulation. All the joints move on the legs. Really fantastic stuff. However, though, because of how articulated they are, it does lead us to the very common problem with today's figures, and that they don't stand up very well. Or they easily fall over, even. Yeah. So that's Stratos. He's nice, quite good. And now we have Beastman. Beastman looks quite good. I believe again though, I might have missed something because I don't seem to have his whip. But there we go. You know what the whip looks like. But here's Beastman there. He's got a good head sculpt. The head rotates, though it does get caught in his armour, or gets stuck in the armour more like. But this is one of the Wave 1 figures. Yeah, it looks really good. This armour you have to clip on. That comes in the package separately, so unassembled basically. So where his accessories are packed, which is something I do want to come on to really, because the accessories are ridiculously packed on these figures. I mean, I don't know if you could tell, but I had a real hard time. Oh no, that's the vintage one. The new one, they wrapped it in like a massive plastic bag, well not massive plastic bag, but they wrapped all of this and his sword, wrapped both accessories in a plastic bag, which got stuck to the end of this. I had to cut off the plastic to get that bit out. That was a nuisance, but I know people have been talking about that already, but I'll definitely share their criticism there. Overall though, my overall opinion of these figures is they are fantastic. They are fantastic and they look really good. It is a bit of a shame that the Power Punch is not there, but they have never done it since 1987, so I don't think they have anyway. I mean, I know the Super 7 stuff does it, but they're modelled on the vintage figures, which these are quite close to be honest, and they're nowhere near as likely to have their legs break off, which is a nice start, and it's all just up from there. So it's a great line. I definitely recommend collecting it. I definitely wish to look for more. Hopefully this line lasts a bit longer than all the other He-Man lines did. Master Universe, I don't really say He-Man as the brand, I say it as the character. Master Universe is how I prefer to say it. Like I don't say Vintage Stars, I say Kenner Stars. And Transformers G1, I call the Transformers. I like to go by the original names that the lines had. Actually, let's look at his force field armour again. And you see it's grey there. The symbol is back, so that's quite nice. Yep, I believe the armour might be a bit bigger. Well, it's a different colour, obviously, but yep, very good, very nice. And I believe we've compared the swords already, but if we haven't, there you go. As you can see, the sword is silver, it's grey there, and there's a slight remold. It's obviously not the same tool at all. It's a completely different tool, or mould even. But overall, it's a great figure. Yep, this has been Retroaction with Master Universe Origins. A fantastic line. I definitely recommend getting it, and I know a lot of people have been praising this line. Easily one of the best Master Universe lines we've had in years. The Classics does look superb, and I might have to get in on that. But I'm way too immersed in the Kenner stuff, to be honest. You know what I mean? Spending way too much money on the Kenner stuff, and yeah, I've still got the ATST to review, the Scout Walker, so more Kenner Star Wars coming. I've just opened the Complete Galaxy Death Star with Darth Vader, and that'll be coming in the new year as well. And I'm going to open the Endor tonight. Yep, so more Power Force 2 coming, which is always good. Lots of great stuff. Like I said, Transformers, Master Universe, Transformers, Star Wars, Mask, and Master Universe seem to be my top toy lines. And I do like Kenner Megaforce as well. It's slightly more obscure, and Micro Machines, Star Wars Micro Machines. So this is somewhere in the 4th or 5th spot on the top 5. But this definitely makes the top 5, Master Universe as a whole. A great toy line. It's great to see it back in action. Hopefully the distribution has improved. I mean, I managed to find Skeletor finally, so that's quite nice. They look great with the vintage figures, and they're no longer got the risk of having to of their legs breaking off after 30 or so years, after too much play, or standing up and everything like that. But they do look good with the with the vintage line. But of course, the vintage figures are, well, after a while, they're just unusable, because my King Hiss, his legs are all very dodgy, and he's had to go in a case. Anyway, it's Retroaction with Master Universe Origins. Thank you much for watching. Hope you have a happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. It's New Year's Eve. It's got dark in here. There you go. It's a bit better, isn't it? Yeah, I'll be back with more reviews in the new year. But until now, that's all for 2021. Master Universe Origins finally is at Retroaction, a final review. And overall, I say, yeah, 10 out of 10 for this time. Or 9 out of 10 anyway. The Power Punch is a bit of a shame, but to be honest with you, I can excuse them on that one. It's just the accessories and the distribution. The accessories are a bit bent up from, and some of them are. I mean, I don't think the crossbow is, because the crossbow obviously came on its own insert, but they do tightly wrap. Mattel does wrap the accessories up too tightly. Apart from that, I don't think I've got much issues with this line. Hopefully, we can get more play sets. I'm definitely going to try and look for that Castle Grayskull. Well, I don't know, actually. I don't have any room for it. Like I said, I've got micro machines everywhere. I've got Force Awakens First Order TIE Fighter. I've got the Kenner Scout Walker. And Transformers Countdown. Yeah, there's too much stuff, too much play sets here to actually fit in Castle Grayskull. But there you go. Anyway, it's been Retroaction with Masterless Origins. I have the power, and hopefully you do as well. If you can find this line, that is. Right, it's been Retroaction with Masterless Origins. Thank you much for watching. I'll see you in a galaxy far, far away next year. Goodbye for now.